It seems that every sport has its hallowed ground. Wrigley Field in Chicago, Yankee Stadium in New York, Augusta, home of the Masters in golf, Fenway Park in Boston, and Churchill Downs, home of the Kentucky Derby. And every sport has its hallowed event. Baseball has the World Series. Football has the Super Bowl. Hockey has the Stanley Cup. And to motorsports, it's no exception. NASCAR has the Daytona 500. Formula One has Monaco. The NHRA has the U.S. Nationals. Sports car racing has the Rolex 24 in Le Mans. But today we're at the mecca of all motorsports palaces, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, home of the greatest IndyCar race of them all, the great Indianapolis 500. But today it is home to stock number 19 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series. It's the running of the Brickyard 400 as we're set for racing here today. Here's your starting lineup. On the pole at 173 miles an hour, it is Cole Deaver, the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Beside him, number 94 Sunoco Ultra Machine, Dylan Poteet at the wheel. Row 2, it's Quentin Moore in 21, and number 25, Colin Cropley. Row 3 has car 66, Raphael LeDuc in the Trop-Arctic Phillips 66 Chevrolet Ford. He has alongside Joshua Osborne, winner at the second Pocono race in number 8, the Snickers Ford. Fourth row has car number 5, Austin Reed, and number 42, Kyle Matthews. Going to the next row down is number 28, Texaco Haviland Ford, Keith Batson, and number 1, Trent Dunham. Going to the next row down, it's car 43, Mike Becker, the STP Pontiac, and number 15, Aubrey Scott in the Motorcraft Ford. Next row, number 2, Miller Genuine Draft Ford. It is Dylan Young. Beside him, Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac, excuse me. Beside him, number 71, the California Crusher, Charles Sanford. Next row down has number 11, Jessica Shelton, looking for 2 in a row. She won last race in the Tour at Talladega. She also won Martinsville this season as well, too. The Budweiser Ford car number 11. Beside her, number 9, Cody McGurk in the Milling Performance Ford. Next row, number 52, it is Seth Cole in the Hurley Limo Ford. And 98, Ryan Brommer in the Molly Black Gold Chevrolet. Next row, number 55, it is Alexander Rowe. And number 68, it is Ben Cohen. Next row down is number 6, Paul Minnick in the Valvoline Ford. And number 33, Nathan Ormond behind the wheel. Next row down is Christian Bracken, car number 12, the Rebessis Ford. That car is going to be Rebessis car is going to be Ford next season, but number 8 car is going to be next season as well too. Next row down is alongside him is number 10, Andrew Miller. Next row number 83, that is the Purex Ford of John Andrews, and number 90, Caleb Fogler, who won the season at the first Pocono event. Next row down is number 48, Wes McCoy, and number 7, Lyle Austin. Next round, number 26, Tori Gossett in the Quaker State Ford. And number 16, it is Ali Liara. Next round is number 17 of Reggie Fogelman. And number 18, Noah Sewell. Next row, number 19. Next row down is number 30, Zachary Fitzwater. Number 49, Tito McCoy, excuse me. Beside him is next row down is number 22, Mitchell Hodak. And beside him, number 75, Laura Chung. And starting shotgun is number 4, Eric Monaco in the Kodak Film Chevrolet. So that's your starting lineup for today's running on the Brickyard 400. We've had 3 two-time winners this season so far. Jessica Shelton, we mentioned, is one of those 3. The other 2 are Eric Monaco and Keith Batson. And so far we have had, I believe, 15 different winners this season so far in the Cup Series. Can we make a 16 here at Indianapolis? We'll find out. That all said, let's get the starting lineup for today's race here at Indianapolis.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Command given to our engines as we're set for racing here today on this 2.5-mile famous rectangle-shaped racetrack, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As the pace car is built off and around for the pace up, we'll be back for the start of the race right after this. Field coming up the north chute here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the north side of the track, which is turns 3 and 4. South side is turns 1 and 2. In-car cameras today will be carried by Cole Deaver, Quentin Moore, and Kyle Matthews. The green flag is about to fly. Pace car comes off on the pit road. Lineup in perfect position right now here, but next time to come down this area, it'll be about approaching 180 miles per hour at that point of the track. as the green flag flies and the Brickyard 400 is on. Cole Deaver, one of the drivers who's hoping for 2 wins this season so far. Same with Quentin Moore, as Moore takes lead coming off turn number 2 with Rafael Duke behind him in car 66. As they come on the backstretch now. In the turn number 3, they come right here at 186 miles an hour. To turn number 3 goes the leader of the event here as Duke pulls up behind Quentin Moore in a tight draft through turn number 4. Pole sitter Cole Deaver has slid back to about 4th or 5th position now as Quentin Moore leads the first lap of this race here. First lap at 172.5266 miles an hour. They were qualified, they ran that first lap about almost as quick as the pole sitting lap. Cole Deaver's falling to 5th position as he pulls in behind Mike Becker in car 43. There you see Deaver 190 miles an hour into turn number 3. And 175 into turn number 4 right there, down about 169 in the middle of turn 4. 173 coming off the 4th corner. It's the draft off Mike Becker's car once again. 187 miles an hour across the start-finish line. 190, I should say, across the start-finish line. 192 miles an hour into turn number 1. Austin Reed up in the 3rd position now as they come up in the backstretch right here. And the outside pole sitter Dylan Poteet, he's dropped into 7th position right now in the Sunoco Ford. Actually 6th position, not 7th here. Keith Badson's in 7th position. 8th is Seth Cole, about over 9th between Ben Cohen at 68 and Jessica Shelton in 11. And Shelton pulls in behind. Seth Cole gets by Ben. Remember the rocket ship Jessica Shelton had at Talladega when she finally won there this season. Down the front stretch they come right here. LeDuc, another driver going for 2 wins this season. Drivers like Rafael LeDuc and Quentin Moore both looking for a second win of the season, as is Cole Deaver in car number 3. Whereas guys like Mike Becker and Austin Reed and Dylan Poteet, they're all looking for their first victory of the season here. And Seth Cole's another driver looking for a second victory of the season as they're now 2x2 now. Austin Reed looking for a 2nd place, and he's got it on Rafael LeDuc as they come off the 4th corner now. And now Mike Becker pulls up alongside LeDuc for the 3rd spot. Deaver pulls in behind the 66 machine as they come on the front stretch now. Fastest lap of the race so far. Check the fastest lap so far. Jessica Shelton has the fastest so far, 180.188 miles an hour. Again on the front stretch right now here. LeDuc goes back inside of Austin Reed for 2nd place now. Mike Becker throws the block on Seth Coles. They come out the 4th corner now. Shelton gets past Poteet now. Keith Badson pulls in behind that 11 car. Meantime, position change going on right there. Battle between teammates, if you will, here. Colin Cropley gets by Ben Cohen. Now Kyle Matthews pulls in behind Cropley in car 42. That's the Nelly Yellow Pontiac of Matthews. He'll be back with us ride next season. And now you're on board with Kyle Matthews in car 42, the winner this season at Darlington. 188 miles an hour to turn number 3 goes car 42. Now he enters turn number 4, 176 miles an hour. Foot flat to the floor now, 170 come off turn number 171, I should say, come off turn number 4. 189 across the start finish line, 192 miles an hour at about 8,600 RPMs for Kyle Matthews. 176 miles an hour into turn number 2. And now they're side by side once again here as now Quentin Moore loses the lead now to Austin Reed in car number 5. You remember, of course, Austin Reed had the dominant car. I believe it was at Dover. We had the car to beat in that race right there, and then all of a sudden, unfortunately for Austin, fell back late in the going, and then had to settle for about second or third position in that race there. But Austin really wants to win this season for sure. He wants to win Indy. That's for darn sure as well too. So does Rafael LeDuc and Cole Deaver. As it comes down through turn number 1 now, LeDuc and Deaver pull up behind that 5 car now. As Jessica Shelton picks up another spot, that puts her up to 6th place. As she's gotten by Crappie, but Crappie fights back on the inside on Shelton. And here comes LeDuc for the lead on the inside of Deaver for 2nd place. He's got it. And now Quentin Moore pulls in behind car 66. Down the front stretch they come right here as Mike Becker pulls in behind Cole Deaver, and now Shelton all over the back bumper. That number 43 cars they come out off turn number 2. From Cole Deaver's perspective in car number 3. And there's Quentin Moore's point of view in car number 21. He's our second in-car camera. Or third in-car camera, I should say, in this race here. See how fast Quentin goes down through the turn. 172 miles an hour off turn number 4 goes Quentin. Front stretch he comes there, 187, 188, 189 miles an hour. 190 going into turn number 1. And his last lap, 178.381 miles an hour. And 176 miles an hour into turn number 2. And 170 come off the second corner. Ten laps in the books right now. We're about to get 10 laps in the books, I should say, this time by. And here comes Rafael LeDuc for the lead. And he's got it. Come off turn number 2. He's side by side between the 66 and the 5. Ford versus Chevrolet. But Austin Reed fights back on the outside. He's got drafting help from Quentin Moore. Quentin pulls it behind the 5 car here. Drag race to the line. It's going to be Rafael LeDuc leading that lap by just a bumper length over Austin Reed. And they're side by side once again. They're 2 by 2. As if they're going to pace this race and start this race all over again. Here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway now as they come off turn number 2. But Rafael LeDuc now has the lead with Cole Deaver second position. You got black cars first and second. One's a Ford. The other a Chevrolet. As Austin Reed moves back in the third position. And you got another black car. That being driven by Seth Cole as he now moves inside of Quentin Moore. But Quentin says, "No way, Seth. That's my spot." Mike Becker pulls up into 6th position now. Jessica Shelton dropping back as she's now been passed by Kyle Matthews and a host of others. As they go on the backstretch now, front stretch I should say, completing lap number 11. We're down to 13 to go here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Austin Reed pulls back inside of Cole Deaver. Now Quentin Moore pulls in behind. That was a rear bumper cam from Quentin Moore's car, looking right at Mike Becker. And now Seth Cole pulls back in. Seth Cole moves by, and now the Isaacs Track Shack Ford pulls inside of Austin Reed, but Austin keeps that position for the time being. And now here comes number 43, Mike Becker, just zips by Quentin Moore. And here comes Ben Cohen to the low side right there. And Ben's also got Kyle Matthews, Charles Sanford, and Jessica Shelton behind. Shelton falls in behind Charles in the number 71 car. There he is, that blue number 71 car. And we are getting rumors that he will drive the number 24 car next season. Not only next season, but he'll debut that car at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the last race of this season. As you remember, in the 1992 season, the finale at Atlanta, Jeff Gordon debuted in that race. So Charles will debut that 1993 Chevy Lumina in the last race of this season. Kyle Matthews will remain where he's at in this season. Oh, and Mike Becker's being turned by Quentin Moore. '15 car Aubrey Scott was also involved. There's Quentin Moore. Caleb Fogler's involved, as is Ali Liara. There is Noah Sewell in the 18 car. He's also damaged up big time. And caution number 1 flying on lap number 14. And on Caleb Fogler. When it rains, it pours for that person as well, too, for sure. And now they come to start finish line to complete the 14 lap will be down to 10 to go. Raphael Leduc will win race back to start finish line. And it was the 21 and the 43 that got together. Let's take a look at what happened here. It's like between the 21 and 43 machines right there. Quentin got into Mike Becker right there and watched the 43 car into the wall, and they both ricochet right back on the track. Gets into Colin Cropley. There's where Aubrey Scott got involved. And there's where Fogler and everybody else right there got involved. That was, and Noah Sewell just slammed into Fogler hard. Congratulations, nobody just took yourself right out of the race. So several really good cars got taken out of that crash for sure here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And Caleb Fogler's got to be hot right now for sure. I'm not talking sexy hot. I'm talking mad hot. And Quentin Moore, I'm sure, is going to have a word spoken to him by Mike Becker over that move as well, too. Quentin, just got a good run, and got right into that 43 car. And poor Quentin Moore, he had a really good shot at Indianapolis for sure right there this season. And as he brings the 21 Sitco board onto pit road and to the attention of the Wood Brothers crew, he's just crawling along too. That car, I say, is about ready. Is just about dead. The pace car and the field comes by right now with Raphael Leduc on top. And I say Quentin Moore's cars is about dead right now. 15 miles an hour down pit road. Speed still dropping 14 miles an hour, 13 miles an hour. Quentin is probably saying, come on, car, make it to pit road. And now he'll bring it to the attention of the Sitco crew if he can make it down to about the last 3 stalls on the track right there. There he goes right there. And Quentin's, his day, predicted his day finished, unfortunately, for that number 21 machine. So, cars out of race right there. Quentin Moore with a header failure, same with the number 15 car, also a header failure, and the piston failure on the 16 car of Ali Liara. So all those reasons that are out of race are all engine related right there. Header failure, of course, had something with internally within the engine, and a crash, of course, taking out the 18 car of Noah Sewell. Piston failure, header and piston failures are both internal project problems within the engine. So there you have it with that. Rafaela Duke is your leader here in Indianapolis. We'll be back for the restart right after this. Aubrey Scott and Caleb Fogler being added now to the out of the race list right there. So 5 cars taken up because of that crash between turns number 1 and 2. Started about the 43 and 21 cars. Like I said, Mike Becker's going to win an award with Quentin Moore over that one in the garage area right there. Because I mean, Mike will tell you that looked deliberate right there, and Quentin will probably say different on that. 32 cars remain in this race, all of them on the lead lap here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we're about to get set for the restart. It is Rafaela Duke, Cole Deaver, Seth Cole, Austin Reed, and Ben Cohen, the top 5. Then Kyle Matthews, Jessica Shelton, Charles Sanford, Dylan Poteet, and Joshua Osborne, the top 10. Green flag back out with 6 laps to go. Caution flag dropped the average to 135.794 miles an hour. They were averaging a little over 177 miles an hour before the caution flag flew. And now Cole Deaver, looking for a second victory of the season, goes to the top spot now with Seth Cole close behind. Seth also looking for his second victory of the season. He won the season at Atlanta. And here comes Austin Reed. He's got Kyle Matthews behind him now as they come into turn number 3 now. They all want to win the Brickyard 400 right there. And how bad do they want it? Well, you're looking at it right now like throwing a ham bone in a room full of pit bulls. Dylan Poteet and Joshua Osborne, 2 of the Kentucky drivers, begin the roll. Poteet goes inside of Shelton. Osborne tried to help Poteet by, and Ben Cohen meanwhile just slams door in front of Poteet and pulls in behind the 42 of Kyle Matthews. And that leaves Austin Reed and Charles Sanford on the outside of the racetrack as well, too, as they come to the backstretch. Nathan Orman, don't count him out yet, the number 33 car. We haven't talked about him much this season right there. He won the pole at Charlotte in the 600. And it's been a feast or famine season for Nathan Orman in that 33 machine. Keith Batson pulling him behind, and Tito McCoy in the 49 car. Give him a call. That Ameritron battery Chevrolet moving up to the field. Let's see where Tito's clocked at to the start finish line this time by. Tito this time clocked in 12th position as he's gotten by Jessica Shelton, and Charles Samper almost felt the sting of that 49 car. And meantime, Orman got kicked up the track by Keith Batson. And that shoved the 33 car up the high side, spoiled the party for him. And now Trent Dunham gets by the number 1 car. And now Alexander Rowe, 55 car, moves alongside and tries to get past. And now you got the 20. Now you got Paul Minnick in the 6 and the 30 car of Nate and of Zachary Fitzwater pulling up behind as well too. As Fitzwater gets by both Jessica Shelton in the 11 and Tori Gossett in 26. As Gossett tries to push Shelton back up to the field, and Shelton says, "Heck with you, Tori. I'm going behind Dylan Young." Or try to go up behind Dylan Young, I should say. And meantime, Paul Minnick, he gets moved to the track. And Zachary Fitzwater gets punted by Jessica Shelton. He'll take Cody McDirt and Eric Monaco. Colin Cropley slams into the 30 car. This is going to be for the win at Indianapolis. They'll be coming to 2 to go this time by. It's now between Cole Deaver and Kyle Matthews for the Brickyard 400. Here comes Rafaela Duke to the low side. He spoils the party for that 42 car. Matthews slams the door in front of LeDuc now. Deaver pulls ahead into turn number 4. As they come to the start-finish line to take the yellow flag here at the start-finish line. And it's going to be car number 3, Cole Deaver, to the start-finish line first. And barring anything goes wrong with that car, Cole Deaver is going to be a 2-time winner this season so far. He won Sonoma, and barring any problems, he is going to be your winner of the Brickyard 400 for season 36. Boy, Colin Cropley, nothing seems to go right for him the last few races. Just landing that 30 car badly. Take a look at what happened between the 30 and the 11 cars here as they go into turn number 1. Fitzwater just pulled right into Shelton's car right there, and he just took McGurk and the 4 car, and Colin Cropley just slammed in that 30 car badly. Sucks for Cody McGurk. I mean, he was just an innocent bystander in the whole thing as well, too. So Fitzwater sits on pit row right now as Colin Cropley pulls him behind. I'm sure Cropley is not going to be the least bit pleased with his run, obviously, here at Indy. So but they're coming to take the yellow and white flags together. Cole Deaver has never... No, I actually cannot say that. Deaver actually has won the Brickyard before, I believe. No, he's never won this race. Actually, my mistake. He's never won the Indy. He came close a couple seasons back. He came close to winning that race a couple seasons back as the yellow and white flags are taken together here. But it's going to be car number 3. The GM Goodwrench team has done it again. Cole Deaver, if he makes it around the last 2.5 miles around this track here, will win the Brickyard 400 for the first time ever. It'll be a second victory season. He won at Sonoma, and it should put him back in the contention for the championship this season. Kyle Matthews, a much-needed confidence builder. He finishes second place here today in the Mellow Yellow Pontiac. Third will go to Raphael LeDuc. Fourth goes to Dylan Poteet in the 94 car. And how about Ben Cohen in that 68 car finishes in 5th position? So they decided to keep the Ford for the rest of the season right there, and they're going to go to the Fords full time in season 37. So get a good early jump on that, and the Country Time team finishes in 5th position. 6th place will go to Seth Cole. 7th to Austin Reed. 8th place will go to Joshua Osborne in car number 8. Great day for the man from Kentucky. And actually, both Kentucky drivers finished in the top 10 here today. 9th goes to Keith Batson and Tito McCoy, the number 49 car. Started this race way back in the back, and he ends up finishing in 10th position in the Ameritron Batteries Chevrolet. Great, solid day for Tito McCoy, as he will get a good top 10 run here today to close off this race. But coming through turn number 4 at an agonizingly slow 70 miles per hour. It looked like it was going to be a really good race to the finish line here today, but it is going to be the man driving the Dale Earnhardt colors. Cole Deaver is finally going to be a Brickyard 400 champion. And there's the checker flag. Cole Deaver wins the Brickyard 400 with Kyle Matthews finishing 2nd. They gave you the top 10 in this race already here today. 11th place will go to Trent Dunham. 12th will go to Nathan Orman. 13th, Alexander Rowe. Charles Sanford with a solid 14th. 15th to Dylan Young. 16th, Paul Minnick. Jessica Shelton comes on 17th. 18th goes to Reggie Fogelman. 19th will go to Tori Gossett. And 20th will go to Andrew Miller. A great day for the number 10 machine. So 19 races are in the books, and 12 races left to go on the season here. Watkins Glen will be next on the tour, the third and final road course race of the season. 21st goes to Laura Chung. 22nd, Lyle Austin. 23rd goes to John Andrews. Mitchell Hodak, 24th. 25th goes to Ryan Bromard and Wes McCoy. 26th, and Christian Bracken. 27th, Mike Becker. 28th, he'll be the last car to finish. Actually, no, Eric Monaco will be the last car to finish on the lead lap. He ends up finishing 29th. In car number 4. Cars out of race: Colin Cropley, Cody McGurk, Zachary Fitzwater, Aubrey Scott, Quentin Moore, Caleb Fogler, Ali Liara, and Noah Sewell. All those cars finished out of race here, and 8 cars finished out of race. 29 finished the event, and all of them on the lead lap. But a big day for Cole Deaver. He has conquered Indianapolis Motor Speedway for season 36, and I'm sure if you talk to Cole, it's going to be one of his biggest victories in NR competition. The man from the state of Georgia pulls it off here today, as he'll bring the Dale Earnhardt colors to Howell Ground Victory Lane at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. If you like to see it, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got inner races, we got gaming videos, we got inner online videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA that the coldest artists to have for show. Be sure to check out Castrol Cup Series, the main series on this channel. If you want in on future season success series, be sure to get with Seth, and he'll get you going. And also be sure to check out our other two channels. So that's NNSCRA Offline. That channel being X667539858X is Dylan Young's channel, the man who does the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series. And also be sure to check out the channel that Dylan and Kyle Matthews do together. The channel being We the Coasters. If you are a roller coaster / theme park / amusement park fan, We the Coasters is the channel for you. And also subscribe to that channel for some cool stuff, and also subscribe to this channel you're watching here, the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, for some cool stuff as well too. So that will do it here today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA celebrating 11 years of offline racing as best. We'll see you at Watkins Glen for the Butt at the Glen.